G'day folks, it's the Maple Monkey here again with another Marvel United gameplay video for you. And this time, as I sort of previewed in the last video, we're going to be looking at a really cool fan-made homebrew mode. And this is the work of Ric Nicholls. He's been experimenting with this new mode, and it basically is a sort of like a reimagining or a reskinning of the upcoming Arkham Asylum Breakout mode from the DC Superheroes United campaign, and yeah, it's really exciting. So if that breakout mode from DC really sort of excited you, thought, oh, that's really cool, we can use all the bad guys and try and sort of fight against the heroes and that sort of thing. Well, if you were thinking, oh, that's really cool, but you know, I love my Marvel stuff and I wish the Marvel characters could do something similar, well, Ric has come to the rescue here and given us this really cool mode. So this mode, I don't think I've announced it yet, but it's called the Ravencroft Breakout mode. So yeah, really cool. So if you like your Marvel stuff, but you want to sort of be able to enjoy this sort of thing, or really what this video is more about is if you are considering the DC stuff and you're you know, looking at that pledge manager and you're thinking, should I add this Asylum mode to my pledge? Well, we're going to have a bit of a trial here. It won't be exactly the same, obviously. There'll be Ric's own sort of personal touches and things like that as well. But it's looking, you know, fairly close sort of thing. So we're going to have a look at that and see how this mode sort of hangs together and see how fun it is. The other thing too is as a homebrewer, you know, Ric's designing all this sort of stuff, and I think it's valuable for the homebrewers to get some feedback and to you know, see what people think of it, or how people sort of handle the game as well. So I've purposely not sort of played through this before yet. I've had a look through it and read the rules and all that sort of thing as well, but I haven't played through it yet, so I thought this video would be helpful for him to be able to sort of get some insights into like my thought processes as I'm learning the game and encountering new things and that sort of thing as well, and that might help him see, you know, which things are obvious and which things might need tweaking and that sort of thing as well. But it looks like he's had a lot of support from folks like Aniel in the Marvel United Discord as well, who's given him some really great feedback. So I know this is sort of like not the first iteration of this, like he's refined it already sort of thing, but still I hope this video can be helpful to both Ric and to you guys in the community. So yeah, big shout out also to Andrea and the team for the actual original design of this mode as well, the DC version, because it looks like a lot of fun and looks, you know, quite like a, you know, creative change up of things. So yeah, pretty cool. So why don't we have a look at some of the way the game hangs together. So this video is probably going to have a bit of a longer sort of setup, longer sort of explanation sort of section. So apologies about that. If you just want to dive into the gameplay, by all means check the timestamp, but I suppose you do sort of want to know how this game hangs together, right? So it's pretty new. So yeah, let's check it out. So I think probably the first thing to start with is these locations. That'll probably, if we sort of have a look at the locations first, that might help other things hang together in this mode. So one thing to know about is, unless otherwise stated in the rules, and unfortunately I haven't printed out the rules because I tried printing them, but they something with the compatibility between the printer and something messed them up, so they all came out sort of like half printed. So apologies about that, but yeah, unless otherwise noted in the rules, normal Marvel United gameplay basically is what you use. So let's have a look. Let's start with the villains here, their space. So I thought we would start in the and the villains are called, well, they're called the Fugitives in this one. So that's where the good guys, sort of the good guys, were called Fugitives, which is kind of, I guess, the replacement term for the heroes. So you'll see the layout here that Ric has used is the same layout that you might notice from the DC one, except that the background on the DC one is the reverse side of some regular locations. So they have this sort of unique sort of like blueprint sort of images on that, whereas Ric has gone with a different sort of stylistic touch and gone with the full art sort of thing there as well. So you can see, other than that, they sort of look similar to a regular location. They've got the spots here for the tokens, either civilian or thug, and in this case they're sort of these are like the I guess, asylum personnel, asylum staff, and then these are like the prisoners. So, but essentially the same sort of thing here. So you've got the art there. Then most locations also have a spot down here called rioting prisoners. Rioting prisoners, which is another spot to put the what do we call them? I guess prisoners. I think I'm going to keep calling these guys thugs throughout this, so apologies if I do that. But then there's also a spot down here. Now you'll notice that it doesn't say end of turn effect, so it's not something you need to rely on at the end of your turn. Also, it isn't covered up by a threat card, so there are no threat cards as such in this mode, or at least yet. We know how the Marvel United designers love changing things up, so who knows, maybe eventually there will be some, but yeah, it's not sort of set up for that sort of mechanic. So if all the rioting prisoners slots are filled with prisoners, a fugitive, that's the hero, may use the villainous action, which replaces the heroic action. So we'll have these purple symbols with little bombs on them in our decks. So we can spend one of these actions if we're in a spot where these are full to discard all of these, so to discard them, and immediately gain a punch token. And I think one of the big things to get your head around to sort of help make this a bit easier is that essentially, at least in this first set that Ric's come up with, is that this sort of effect is the same on just about all of the locations. So essentially, what you're looking to do to trigger the locations effect is you need to have the rioting prisoners full, and then you need to then be able to spend a villainous action in this spot when they're full. That discards them and triggers the action. So this one here is you gain a punch token. So that's how that works. So we'll pop that down there. Put our fugitives down. We'll get to them in a second. We'll put our tokens on. Let's go around now. So we know how that works. So essentially, same sort of thing here. You need to have that condition met, spend one of these, and this one gives you a movement token. So that's the maximum security wing. Okay, so we can gain punch token, or we can gain movement tokens. Let's come up here. This is, what is this one? The medical wing. So this one lets you draw a card, so sort of heal up or buff up. So there we go. And if we have a look here, we have the administration area. So you'll see this one only has one spot, but other than that, you do the same sort of thing. This one, what it lets you do is move one civilian from any location to another location. So administration area, you can sort of move the personnel around. Okay, so that's that one there. So we can gain punch tokens, gain movement tokens, heal up or buff up. Actually, sorry, let's look at this one first. Then we have the therapy rooms. So this one lets us cycle through our deck essentially. So we can discard our cards and draw the same amount back, and it doesn't KO us. So cycling through our cards. So we talk through our our options with our cards, I guess. So there we go. That's that one there. And let's have a look at this last one. This one is a little bit different. This is what it all sort of hangs around here. This is the cell block. And I guess this is the exit here, because once all breakout plan cards have been fulfilled, and we'll get to them because they're a big important thing as well, fugitives ending their turn may escape from Ravencroft, which is the name of the place, and their figures are removed from the game and they skip their next turns. Okay, so basically once you've achieved your breakout plan, you come here and you end your turn here, and fugitive ending their turn here may escape. Yep, so there you go. Alright, so that's that one. It's a bit like playing, what is it, Marvel Zombies, where you have to just sort of get to the exit and jump off the board sort of thing. So yeah, it's a bit like that. So now, let's talk about the aim of the game. So essentially that is it. That's what the heroes need to do. The heroes, to win the game, the fugitives need to complete their breakout plans, and then they need to get to that spot there and end their turn there, and they escape, and then they all need to do that essentially. So all individually, they all need to escape. If one of them doesn't make it, then the game is lost for the fugitives. Now, so let's talk about the breakout plans. So essentially this game doesn't use threats, and it doesn't have you as the hero or the fugitive working on missions. It has you being dealt your own little sort of mission with this card here. So we have, I think there's a deck of 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, there's 8 of these. There is a 9th one based on the co-antagonist mode, which we're not going to feature today. We might sort of get to that, but that adds like a secondary hero that sort of runs around and helps out the main hero. And there's a specific breakout plan that sort of features that co-antagonist, but we're not going to be using that, or at least I hope I haven't included that in the deck here. So I'm going to just draw one for the moment just to show you what they look like. But essentially what happens is each character gets dealt 1 or 2 of these that is their own personal breakout plan, and that's what they're trying to achieve. So they have to sort of set up the conditions to be able to then trigger this breakout plan, and I think they can be quite tricky, and only that hero or that fugitive can essentially complete this one here. So others can help set up the situation, but it's only that fugitive that can actually sort of trigger this one. So and when you do that, you basically flip the card face down, and you've achieved your thing, and then you can escape. Now I said 1 or 2 because you're supposed to always have 6. So if you're playing a 2-player game, each hero will have, or each fugitive will have 3. If you're playing a 3-player game, I guess each would have 2. And then we're playing a 4-player game. That might be a bit crazy, but that's what we're going to do. So we're going a 4-player game. So 2 of the fugitives will have 2, and 2 of them will have 1. So I haven't really thought through exactly how I'm going to do that. I'm thinking maybe the first 2, just since they start the game earlier, maybe we'll give them 2, and the last 2 will give them 1 each, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, we'll try that. So yeah, let's have a look at these properly now though. So this one is called, so this breakout plan is called Testing Security. So the condition is you are in the administration area with no antagonist there. So you need to get to that spot with no antagonist. And the antagonist is the name of the villain. It's the big hero that's sort of chasing you around, stopping you from escaping. So you have to basically not have the villain in the the antagonist in the administration area. Okay, and you have to get there while that's happening. Now, execution. While the condition is met, during your turn, you must spend a villainous action there to discard this card. And then if you do so, add a civilian to every other location. Now that, as far as I can tell, is a negative effect for you. That's going to make things harder for you. So essentially, as more and more of the villains are, or fugitives are achieving their way towards victory, the game sort of ratchets up, gets a bit harder with these sort of effects here. So yeah, so there we go. So this person is basically waiting for their chance for the big hero to not be in the administration area, jump in, and hopefully have saved up one of these actions so they can jump in there and use it. So that's an example of how to get one of these done. So there you go. And some of them, I think that one seems fairly straightforward. I think some of them are a little bit more complex, but yeah, we'll see how we go. All right, so we'll shuffle these up and dish these out in a second. We'll dish those out when we have a look at the fugitives, but let's keep looking at the, I guess this is going to be one of those modes where it's like hard to get your head around the language, but this is the antagonist, which in a normal game I guess is like the villain. So they're going to have 3 health. This is Spider-Man, by the way. So they're going to have 3 health. They're going to have they're going to be under pressure from the get-go, but also vulnerable. So you can damage them straight away, but they are going to be going every 2 fugitive turns. So and you'll notice only 3 health, but there's a reason for that. So that's Spider-Man. Now in the normal DC version, I believe these will be a proper, oops, sorry guys, a big dashboard. But for the purposes of printing nice and easily, I guess, Ric has done these as like a multi-card sort of thing. So we've got the BAM effect for Spider-Man. So in Spider-Man's location, he deals a damage to each fugitive and thug and rescues all civilians. So he essentially clears all of the tokens in that location, damages everybody he lands on. That's the heroes, and then he also deals a damage to one fugitive in each adjacent location. So wherever he's going, it's a bit like Galactus. I think he was kind of like this, wasn't he? He sort of like wherever he faced, he just like wiped the location clean, sort of thing. So that's kind of what they do here. So he's going to deal the damage to one fugitive in each adjacent location as well. So he does an area effect. So wow, but it's not each in the adjacent one. So that's pretty scary. Okay, so that's what he's doing, and let's have a look here. Okay, so overflow. All fugitives in the overflowed location take a damage, and then add a civilian or thug token from the pool to the corresponding incomplete mission with the least tokens on it. And that's because what the villain or the antagonist is trying to do, they're running around obviously damaging you, clearing the locations, because in order to sort of like trigger a lot of these locations, you might have to have them full or things like that if you want to trigger the breakout plan and stuff. So generally they are filling these things, clearing these things when they land there. But then of course they drop the tokens as well, so there's give and take there. But essentially what they're trying to do is they're working towards this mission. So they're still playing like the hero game essentially. So they're going around trying to rescue the staff of the facility. So if they fill up 9 of these, that's cleared. They're trying to defeat all the little prisoners running around, so they're doing that. So that's another reason why they're wiping the locations, because if you can imagine, if they're wiping the locations, they're filling this up really quick, aren't they? And then they're also trying to stop the fugitives. So they're trying to land on you and beat you up and cause you to be KO'd. So if you get KO'd, you place a KO token on here, and if they do that 4 times and they've completed all these, because I can imagine these will fill up really quickly, but I think this will probably be the hardest thing for them to do. Although you can see they certainly dish out a lot of damage too. But yeah, if they can complete all of these, then that's one of the ways you lose. They also lose they also win if they run out of cards in their deck and they have to draw a card. And the same thing in the normal game as well. Like if you run out of your cards and you go to play a card, go to draw a card, then you lose as well. So that's what they're trying to do. I hope that wasn't too garbled. I hope I sort of explained that well. Now, one thing I realized is I haven't put the health on Spider-Man here. Now, the other thing we didn't mention here is, they're working on this mission here. The other thing is you can never actually KO the antagonist. So what you can do is you can incapacitate them. So if you incapacitate them, then you basically have reduced them to 0 health. That's going to delay, I always forget which one it is, but you delay their turn by one turn, and then they basically start back at full health again after that. The other thing is, because they can never be KO'd, any sort of effects that might be like a ongoing effect that's in their master plan deck, I'm not even sure what this is called, like the antagonist deck or something, but if there's ongoing effects in here, even if they've been incapacitated, those effects are still ongoing. So yeah, you can't sort of like cancel those out by knocking them out. All right, I think that's everything there. We've explained the locations. We've explained the how to trigger the locations. We've explained the villain, the antagonist, and what they're trying to do. Let's have a look now. So we've had a look at the breakout plan, but let's have a look now at the villains. And before we do that, let's have a quick little look here at Spider-Man. Now, I haven't actually painted any of the other Spider-Man, so this is supposed to be regular Spider-Man, but I thought, well, let's use one that I've painted. So we've got Spider-Punk here. Maybe he was brought in to, like, do a concert for the prisoners. We've got Democracy Sausage there. There we go. We've got Sex Pistols there. But then the prisoner's got a bit too rowdy and decided to break out, and now he's feeling guilty about sort of inciting the riot himself. So he's trying to make amends. That's our story. So so that's who we're going to be using here. But let's have a look at the villains. So now, as far as these fugitives go, the only thing I'm finding a little bit like, and I don't know if I've printed these wrong or whatever, but if I were to give Rick any feedback at this stage, it would be the backs of these cards being all the same color. It's just a little bit sort of, when you're playing multi-handed at least, could be a little bit confusing. So I've put these little tokens out to help remind me what's going on here. We'll see if that helps, but that's just a little thing that I sort of noticed there. But he's got quite a few villains or fugitives that he's made for this as well, which is pretty cool. So we're going with Demo Goblin. If there was a Hobgoblin, I would have used Hobgoblin, Andrew, but this is the closest I could get. There is a Green Goblin as well, but I thought this guy's closer to Hobgoblin. So he's pretty cool. And since we've got him, I thought, well, we can't go past his mate Doppelganger as well, so we're going to use him as well. He's one of the ones that Rick has made rules for. Rick has also made rules for the Scorpion, but I'm picking these guys up in order of their turn order, I think. So we've got Scorpion there, and last but not least we have Carnage. Now I hope I'm using the right version of Carnage. I think there was an earlier version of Carnage and he's tweaked the rules for him a little bit. So hopefully I'm using the right ones there. But there are other fugitives that Rick has prepared. So there's, I think, Shriek and Morbius and, like I said, Green Goblin, and I want to say Lizard. And I can't remember if there's any others, but there's at least those guys as well. And I guess, if things go well, he'll release more down the track sort of thing as well. So all available at the Marvel United Discord and maybe the CMON Fanatics. I keep saying Marvel United Discord, but I believe it's now called the CMON United Discord as well. So, but I think those are the main places you can access this. So let's now have a look at their cards. So essentially, this is something different. This is not how the regular DC version works. So what Rick has done here is there are only, because each character has like 3 sort of special effect cards, or I think most of them have 3 special effect cards. What he's done is he's made this generic deck, and they come in 4 colors, which is why I was thinking, it would have been nice to have like the colors on the back, but then I guess what doesn't work with that, now I'm thinking about it, it's like, oh yeah, of course, that's why it doesn't work. The heroes or the fugitives get sort of spliced into these, so you couldn't have these with like a deck, a back that's a different color sort of thing. So I guess this is why this works. But essentially, and they're all numbered, so all of these decks are exactly the same. So there's like a 1 that has a punch and a move, 2 that has and these numbers are just literally for organizing your cards in order. So this is the first card, this is the second sort of thing. So you've got a punch and a punch with a move there. You've got the move and the punch here. That's a 3, and so on. I believe they're all the same. So if we have a look, let's just have a look here. Yeah. So where'd the 2 go? Oh no, sorry, I've shuffled these up, so it's not going to work. I'm not going to be able to sort of easily check that they're all exactly the same, but I believe they are. So these should all be identical, but what makes your hero then different is that depending on the villain you've chosen, their special cards are actually replacing different numbers in the deck. So Demo Goblin, he replaces the 5, the 7, and the 10. So he's going to feel different because you might have lost a card that has like a villainous action at the top here for this card or whatever it might be. So this way you still get different feeling heroes, but they can sort of be modular and you can mix them in and that sort of thing. You lose a little bit with the art, I guess, but yeah, it's just one thing. The other thing is that with the regular DC mode, their villains or their fugitives, they all have their art across the top here. So if it's not a special action card, it's still going to have just like the art and then the actions at the bottom. So they have a whole bunch of cards that have like 2 actions at the bottom, so you can share 2 actions with the next fugitive, whereas all of these only have 1 at the bottom and then 1 at the top here. So you're still getting 2 actions, but you don't get to share that action sort of thing. So you essentially, so these guys have sort of more actions, I guess, on their own cards, but they don't get to share as much with each other sort of thing. So that's just a different way that he's decided to go with it. And then, of course, you've got the special action cards that gives him the freedom to put some of these with 2 actions at the bottom if you want to as well. So, and then, yeah, this one's only got the 1. So, yeah, hopefully that explains this system. I don't think I did a super good job with that, but hopefully you'll see as we play how that works sort of thing. But yeah, so this is the red deck. And I just wanted to show you, so we've got the Demo Goblin. You can have a look at the rules there, and then we'll shuffle this up. There are some of these characters that, and you've got like the, as long as it's still in play sort of cards and things like that. There are some of these characters that have starting hand cards as well, but that is not... I don't think any of these ones have them, so apologies if I've printed these wrong, but I believe that's how that works. So, Demo Goblin, we're going to have a villainous action and a movement. We're going to have a villainous action and a movement, and a until the antagonist's next turn, fugitives may use any action as wilds. Any fugitives. Oh, that's not bad. And I should draw an extra card too. I only picked up 2. And yeah, this one's going to have a move and a punch. So I've got a few options there with the Demo Goblin. So I've decided just to have like a skull because it's kind of like, I guess it's kind of Halloween-y or something. So that's just going to remind me that that's what that deck is. I've got the blue deck, so I've got a little blue, blue symbol there. Let's shuffle. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Shuffle, shuffle. Alright, 1, 2, 3. So, yep, Rick, if you're out there, I hope I've done a good job explaining this. Apologies if I have not. And feel free to leave any questions in the comments. You know, if you've got questions for Rick, or Rick, if you've got any clarifications to make or anything, let me know. We've got Demo Goblin. So punch in your adjacent location, then move to any other location and punch there. Plus it's got a punch. We've got a move and a punch, and a move and a punch. Wow, a lot of moving and punching. Alright. Sounds like what a doppelganger would do. This is the green deck, so this is going to be Scorpion. So I've tried to match up the characters with the colours of the decks a little bit, but I sort of messed up a bit with the next one. Whoops, sorry. Whoopsie. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what we have. We have a punch and a villainous, a move and a villainous, and a punch and a villainous. Okay, and we have the last one. So this is going to be the Carnage, deck here, but this is like the black deck. So I should have done, I think Demo Goblin, that colour, I should have done this guy red, but I sort of stuffed up the printing. So yeah, we've got this one here. Oops, sorry. Getting myself all confused. Oh, I've got to draw 3. Sorry. Alright, get back on track, Daniel. Alright, here we go. So, yep, there we go. We've got reversies, and we've got a special one here, Killing Spree. So double punch, and then for each civilian or staff defeated with this special effect, at the end of your turn, gain a punch. Okay, and also has another punch there. So that's a pretty punchy card, and we'll put that there. So that's what we're starting with. Like I said, we're going to get 2 turns. Sorry, well, the villain's going to go, then we're going to get 2 turns, and the villain's going to go again, and back and forth, back and forth. And apologies, I'm going to keep saying villain when I mean antagonist, and I'm going to keep saying heroes when I mean fugitive and all that sort of stuff. So just it's going to happen. So apologies about that. The last thing we need to do, I think, is assign ourselves some breakout plans. So let's go 2 breakout plans for Demo Goblin, 2 for Doppelganger, 1 for the Scorpion, and 1 for Carnage. Now, another thing with this is, like, this is going to be pretty hard because having to sort of almost like completely rethink how to play this is almost going to be like playing my very first game of Marvel United, because it seems like it's going to be quite different. Also, the decks are only 10 cards big, which is, I think, consistent with what's in the Arkham Asylum mode. So there is no such thing as like the wilds and the double wilds and all that sort of stuff. So you have 10 card decks. And I was going to say something else there. I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, that's right, the strategy. So again, I'm not sure what the best strategy for like who should be taking 2, who should be taking 1. Also, I'm not sure what the best strategy is, because I haven't really thought this through about, okay, so if I've completed my mission, should I stick around to try and help out? Am I going to be more worthwhile sticking around, or should I just try and escape? Yeah, I haven't really thought any of that sort of stuff through, so I guess we'll just see how we go. So, yeah, well, let's give it a shot. So let's have a look at our breakout plans. We have Mr. Doppelganger, no, Demo Goblin. He is going to try to fake an illness. I'll just let you have a read of those, and I'll have a look at them a little bit later, but fake an illness, and he's also going to be trying to test security. So I think that's that one we saw before, wasn't it? Alright, so that's that one. We have Doppelganger he's got a backup plan. He seems like the sort of guy that's going to have a backup plan, right? Thinks things through, is always prepared. Is that right? Maybe not, he looks a little bit... This seems more like what he might do. He might incite, so we're going to cause some riots and stuff maybe. Okay. So that's what we're working on there. Then we have Incapacitate for Scorpion. Well, that sounds like what he'd do. He'd sort of like sting someone and incapacitate them. And we have Carnage is going to... What's that say? Reconnaissance. Now, that does not sound like something Carnage would do. I think he'd just go in there and start ripping things apart, wouldn't he? Alright, but he's going to go... He's on the reconnaissance. Alright, so he's going to send some slithery symbiote tendrils through and do some spying or something. Alright. Well, there we go. I think we're ready to get down to the table now. Obviously, probably a big part of this game also would be coming up with the puzzle of, okay, how most efficiently to work on my, breakout plan, but also be helping you towards yours as well, so you can combo them together quickly and that sort of thing. So I think that's where I'm going to have probably my biggest failing in this one is like understanding how that works. But yeah, let's learn together. All right. Okay. All right. So, Spider-Punk, what are you up to? All right. So. He is going to... Oh, I do not like... I do not like what I just saw. I think this might be the worst card I could possibly have drawn for him. Let's just hold that a little bit further back, actually, sorry. Is this going to give him... Oh, it is too. Wow. Okay, so he doesn't move. He adds a civilian to the location opposite to Spider-Man's. But now, as long as this card is face up in the storyline, he ignores a damage every turn. Oh my goodness. That's horrible. Alright, so let's put that down there. Uh-oh, let's not mix these up. Let's put these... Put that over there. Let's put these here. Let's put these here. There we go. Alright. Oh man. Okay, so I guess it's not a huge hit. He doesn't put a whole bunch of stuff out, but he has really messed us up there. So I guess maybe we shouldn't really be trying to focus on incapacitating him a lot as part of our strategy, because it's just going to be a lot more work to do that. I don't know. We'll see how we go. So, testing security. We've got to get to the administration area while the antagonist is not there. While the condition is met, during your turn you must spend a bomb there to discard this card. If you do, add a civilian to every other location. Right. Oh. Okay. Oh man, okay. That's interesting. Alright. So. Right. And what's the other thing I can do? Fake an illness. You are in... So I've got to get to the medical wing, which is over here. While the condition is met, during your turn, so I've got to get to the medical wing with no other fugitive or antagonist there. So just got to get there, no no models be there. While the condition is met, I've got to spend 2 heroic actions, or villainous actions, to discard this card. And then I've got to add 2 to that location. Right. Okay. So here is my issue, and what are these guys doing? So inciting, you can, if you are in the location with 2 empty, so just any location with 2 empty writing prisoner slots, and there are no civilians there. Okay. Well, that's not the case there, but I could possibly do something like that over there. Alright. Backup plan. You're in the location with no empty slots, so it's got to be all full. Well, that's not the case. Nowhere is completely full yet. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot the most, well, not the most important thing, but a massive part of this, game. I forgot to tell you. Okay, so these villainous actions as well. Sorry, guys. In order to get the prisoners into this rioting state, that's one of the things that we spend the villainous thing. So there are certain things that call out, hey, spend a villainous thing on this. But as a general action, what they always let you do is go to a spot where there are thugs, and then for a villainous action, move a thug into one of the spots. So if I wanted to fill up both of those spots, I'd have to spend 2 villainous actions to get them full there. Right, so I forgot to mention that, sorry guys. Where are my cards there? Incapacitate, there are no civilians in the antagonist location. Okay, and then reconnaissance, you are in the location opposite the cell block, which is where I am, and there are no civilians there. Oh, okay. Interesting. Alright, because here's the thing. I could just move in, spend a villainous action here to test security, because it's currently got no antagonist there. I'm right next to it. I could move and then spend a action there, and that would be great. But if I do that, and I head in and fill up, complete that backup plan, then I've got to put a civilian in every location, and that's going to cause an overflow here, and the overflow effect is all fugitives in the overflowed location take a damage, and I'm adding a token to the pool, or not to the pool, sorry, to the mission. Oh, I don't really want to do that. I do, but I don't like... Okay, so, I mean, as long as he doesn't move, let's say, 4 on his next turn, I guess I could just come in here and do it next turn. Yeah. Maybe that's what I do. What does this guy who needs to be opposite the cell block need to do? And have no civilians there. How do I get rid of the civilians? I've got to punch them, don't I? I've got a little bit of punching power here. Until the next antagonist turn, fugitives may use any action token as a wild. Oh, I don't have tokens yet. Okay. So, Alright, so Demo Goblin. Let's draw a card. We get ourselves a... It's really tempting me to do that. To do that villainous action, isn't it? Alright, so... but I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to... Oh, do I want to punch, or do I want to... No, I don't want to punch, sorry. What I want to do... I might just play this one. What do I play? No, I'll play this one. So I'll give the other character a villainous action as well. So I'll play that, That's going to let me move this character down here. And then, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to move over here. So I'm already in this spot, and as long as he doesn't land here, I'm good. Alright, what an awesome plan. Then, I'm going to draw a card for Doppelganger. Now, Doppelganger's got a couple of different things here. He's got 2 move and punches. He's going to get a villainous action from the previous card. Armed and Dangerous says, this turn you can use the symbols at the bottom of the previous 2 fugitive cards in the storyline, then turn them both face down. But he's only going after one character, so that wouldn't really be very useful at the moment. Doppelganger, razor sharp webbing. In your or an adjacent location. Punch in your an adjacent location, then move to any other location and punch there. Oh, you know what? Oh, that's why I wanted to punch. I was like, why was okay, I've got to remember that I'm punching the civilians. Okay. So I was like, I've got to get rid of the civilians out of this spot too. Right, okay. Oh, well, let's do that then. Should we do that? Yeah. Let's play that. I can almost guarantee that I'm going to start punching thugs at some point in this game, but we'll see how we go. What's he trying to do, though? What's he trying to do? You're in a location with 2 empty riding prisoner slots, and there are no civilians there. Oh. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Maybe I could do that. So, I'm going to... Alright. I want to incite here to help whoever's coming up next. I could even gain a punch. I could just do this now and gain a punch token, couldn't I? Because they don't have to have, you know, the cell block with no civilians there. They don't have to do this. So I'm going to. Oh no, I've got to spend the villainous action. Sorry, yeah. I'd have to have another villainous action to do that, so I can't do that. But at least I'm setting it up for someone else, hopefully. But if these are sitting here and we haven't used it, and then Spider-Punk goes, that's bad. And I've just realised that I'm actually going to be relying on Spider-Punk not landing here for 2 rounds, because by the time Demo Goblin gets another turn, Spider-Punk will have gone 2 times only. Alright, but I think I can still do this Incite one. So I've got to be in a location with 2 empty riding prisoner slots. So that's this one. So I can go... punch in your or an adjacent location. I'm going to punch here. Okay. So that just goes in the thing there. Alright. Then... says then move to any other location and punch there, but I don't actually need to do that. So what I'm going to actually do, sorry, let's bring this guy back. So just make sure I explain this right. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use this punch from the bottom of my card to punch this guy. Then I'm going to punch with this one in my location. Then it says move to any other location and punch there, which I will do. Okay, whoops. I think there's one thing I've overlooked, but I think I can still fix it. Alright, so we've cleared the civilians from here, jumped into here, cleared the last civilian from here. So I have to be in a location with 2 empty riding prisoner slots, and there are no civilians there. Oh no. While this condition is met, so I was thinking, oh bummer, okay. Oh, that's not such a good move then, is it? Oh, interesting. Well, because I thought it was going to be one of those ones where you just spend a villainous action, which I realised I should have left this guy here, not filled him in yet with Doppelganger. I was going to come here and use this villainous action to trigger the card, but I don't trigger the card by doing a villainous action. What I actually have to do is fill the 2 rioting prisoner slots normally, so I don't just get a free filling them up. I actually have to go there and actually bring them both in. So what I'm going to do instead, I'm still going to punch the civilian and punch the civilian with these 2 punches here. I'm going to fly over here. I'm going to punch this civilian instead, so this one has to come back here. And then I'm going to use my 1 riot villainous action to just move one of these guys down here. So now I now I just have to fill 1 more in, and then I've completed that one. Alright, so that's that one. Okay, now it's the villain's turn. So hopefully, sorry guys, so as you can see, this is going to take a little bit of like brain readjusting to sort of like work out the ins and outs of how this mode is going to sort of come together. But then once it starts to sort of come together and you sort of like let go of some of the assumptions from Marvel United, I think it's really going to sort of like start to sort of flow a lot better. So oh no, this is not great, not great here. So we've got Spider-Punk, of course, coming to undo all my plans here. So he comes in, wipes all these guys out, so I've lost all progress there, which is a shame. Then he's doing a damage to me. Deal damage to each fugitive and everything in there. So, right, so Doppelganger is getting hit for 1. I guess we'll lose either move and punches. Then he punches in either side here. No problem there. Then he's going to put 2 of these guys back out. So at least he's giving me 2 fugitives or 2 prisoners I can bring into here. I guess that's not, I shouldn't complain too much. And then he's also filling this up. That's almost full. And he's putting another one of these guys out here. So 2 civilians on either side. Alright, Spider-Punk. I see they're being a bit cheeky. Alright. Now I'm expecting a movement of 3. So he'll mess up this plan and then he'll mess up this plan. Let's see what we can do with Scorpion. Now Scorpion wants to incapacitate him, so I need to go to the antagonist location. I haven't given myself much movement there, so that's not great. While there are no civilians in the location, which is great. Yeah, well this is met. You must incapacitate the antagonist to discard this card. Wow. If you do add 2 to your... Oh man, so... Well, we're going to have to start working on him a little bit, aren't we? So we need to find a way to do at least 2 damage to him. And I've drawn a move and a punch. I've got a punch and a thingy. Got a move and another thingy. And we've got that one there. So... those 2 are the same, and then we've got these. I've got a punch. So I don't have the movement to get there. So I guess what I could do, if I'm going to be trying to incapacitate this guy, what I really need is, I guess, lots of punches. So I'm going to at least try to play something that lets me bring a guy down. So I'd need 2, wouldn't I? It's not going to work. No, it's not. I need him. Now I'm wishing I'd brought the other guy down from the previous turn. Huh. Alright. Well. What's this guy trying to do? You are in the location opposite the cell block and there are no civilians there. While the condition is met, during your turn you must spend a bomb there to discard this card. Well, okay, so we can at least guarantee that Carnage gets to complete his. So if we play one of these, I guess I don't play the punches because I'm going to need them later. I'm going to play this. I've got a punch which I can't really... What I could do is I can move this down here with that action there. I can use the punch and I can use the move. So I'll move that down. I don't get to trigger this because I don't have the two thingies. But I can move in here and just punch this guy, which is going to stop him getting any more of these guys. Oh, you know what? I forgot. My apologies too, guys. Sorry. He defeated 2 thugs, didn't he? So, yikes. My apologies. Sorry, guys. There were 2 thugs there. So, yeah. Alright. Oops. Yeah, hold on. That's not Carnage. Sorry. That's, Scorpion. So Scorpion jumps over here. He's going to... so he set that up. He's jumped in here. He's punched one of those guys just to sort of make it less of them for him to be earning his thing there. And that's all he's really doing. I guess I could have just stayed here hoping to wait for that, but I don't think I'm going to worry about it. And yeah, let's move on. So it is Carnage's turn. He's got a double punch. So he could maybe help Scorpion out by sort of softening up Spider-Man as well. So he's got a double punch for each civilian defeated with this special effect. At the end of your turn, gain a punch. He's already got another one of those as well, doesn't he? Oh, but that one's got a punch on it, so this one's got a illness threat. Do I want to be doing that at the moment? What could I do? So I know I'm going to get one of these. If I played the Killing Spree, there's no way for me to move. Yeah, there's not. Yeah, so the 2 Killing Sprees are pretty useless at the moment. So really what I'm looking at is... right. So who's coming up next? It's going to be Demo Goblin. And if Spider-Punk doesn't land there, then he's ready to go as well, isn't he? Because he just needs to test security, is that right? Spend a villainous action there to discard the card, as long as you're in the administration area with no antagonist. Yeah, so you know what? He just needs a single one of those 2. But he's got his own on his cards here. He doesn't have to use it. Maybe... Alright, since he is about to complete his villainous plan, maybe he doesn't need the villainous things as much, so I'm going to play the one that's on his card. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm going to do that. Because I know that Demo Goblin can play his own villainous stuff as well. Alright. Does that make sense? Yeah, I guess so. Where am I going to go? So I can go over here and bring this one down here and just set this room up. Or, hold on a second, I could just trigger this, couldn't I? Spend that. Oh no, but I need... what does Scorpion need to do? There are no thingies in the antagonist room. While this condition is met, you must incapacitate. No, that's... Oh, I wanted him to get the punch token though, didn't I? Yeah, I think I want him to have the punch token, so I'm going to leave that. He's probably going to land there though, isn't he? Do I just take the punch tokens while I can? Yeah, you know what? Because if I if I can make him close to being hit, and then he can just hit him for 2. Yeah, let's do it. Because A, we don't want him defeating them, and B, we don't want him wiping them out, and then we get nothing out of it. So I'm going to get a punch token for Carnage. There we go. All right. Wait. What was I trying to do? I think I've totally forgotten about this. Alright, hold on. So I'm in here with none of these guys. Oh, that's right, because I've got access to 2 of these, and I don't need both. That's why I can still move away and do that. So, or I can, yeah. Anyway, I've completely confused myself, but here's what we're doing. We are going to execute this plan. So reconnaissance is done because we're in the location opposite the cell block. There are no civilians here. While this is met, during our turn we must spend one of these, which we can do, to discard this card. If you do, add 2 civilians to your card. Oh! Now that changes things. You know what, let's leave these 2 guys back here. Let's give the punch token back. Sorry guys, this is probably painful to watch, but hopefully it's sort of showing the possibilities are sort of starting to appear to me, right? So, because I've got this card here. So it already has the oh, I don't even need to use that one. I could just use this one, maybe. Oh no, I'll save that one. Because now I can play that. So I can still trigger... Oh, hold on a second. I can do a whole bunch of stuff here. I can trigger this to get the punch token. Then I can complete my breakout plan. If I do, I add 2 civilians to my location. Alright, there we go. Now, I can punch twice for each civilian defeated. At the end of my turn, gain a punch token. So now I've got 3 punch tokens. Look at that, Carnage is going crazy. Alright, so there we go. Oh boy. Hopefully that wasn't too complicated to follow, guys. But I think we got there in the end. Alright, so 1 breakout plan completed. So now Carnage could just take off now, right? But I feel like it might be helpful for him to go around and clear out some spots, stop the overflows happening and all that sort of stuff as well. Maybe. We'll see how we go. Help maybe incapacitate this guy so Scorpion can come in and finish him off. Problem is that he's going after Scorpion, so that's a bad combo there. Didn't think about that. So now, speaking of Spider-Punk, let's have a look. What is he going to say about that situation? Is he happy? Probably not. Oh, he's going to move 2. Oh, we got lucky sort of, didn't we? 1, 2. So he's landed here. He's going to deal a damage to Carnage, so Carnage is going to lose a card. Let's just lose, let's lose this one, I guess. Alright, we're just going to lose that one there. He also does a damage to each guy on either side, so that's not great. So Scorpion is going to take a hit here. What does Scorpion need to do to complete this? He needs to incapacitate. There are no civilians in the location. While the condition is met, during your turn you must incapacitate. Don't think he's going to get it done this turn anyway, but we want him to be able to hunt him down, so let's get rid of this. Yeah, okay. Move and punch, keep those in hand. Alright, so we've lost her health there. Demo Goblin's going to lose 1 as well. Now, Demo Goblin, we definitely want you to be able to play a bomb thing. And actually, you know what we could do? We could give Carnage like a super interesting turn. You could use all wilds. So we don't want to lose that card. Let's lose the movement punch, I guess. Alright. I haven't been thinking about what's my other mission too. Okay. Then so he's done the damage all around. He's wiped this area, but there was no one to wipe, so that was lucky that we got rid of those two. Otherwise we would have got nothing for doing that. Then we're going to put out some more thugs. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Luckily no overflow here yet. Very close though. Luckily no overflow here as well, but again very close. And that is it. So Spider-Punk's running around, rocking out. Did I move the wrong one? I did too. I moved Doppelganger instead, didn't I? He's supposed to be over there. Okay. Now. Wow. Okay. So, I think Demo Goblin can do his thing now. He's going to draw a card. He's got a move and a punch. He is going to... I mean, I don't know how much longer we're going to get. What's his other one? Fake and illness. You're in the medical wing, so I'm going to get over to the medical wing. He's going to be able to spend a bunch of the heroics. Let's not go crazy on the heroics. Let's maybe save that one. Yeah. Into the next antagonist turn. So this is at least going to get... but he doesn't have any tokens. Yeah, let's save that one. We'll use this instead. Although, does he need fugitive? Is he in a spot he can do something? Maybe we'll give him the extra... Maybe we will use that because that might give him the extra bomb that he needs. Yeah, okay. Let's put these way over there so I don't get them mixed up. Alright. So I can do 2 heroics, sorry, 2 villainous plus a movement here. So I'm already here. Oh, now what's this going to do though? This is going to add 1 everywhere. Oh, we'll have a bunch of people getting hit here, won't we? Which is why I didn't want to play it the last time, but I think I'm just going to do it, because at least less people will get hit here. Okay, so, yeah, testing security. So, while in the administration area with no antagonist, during your turn you must spend a villainous action here to discard this card. Oh, here we go. This is interesting. I could do this too. Oh, it's every other location. I'm going to, first of all... Oh, do I have enough? I've got 1, 2. I was thinking, okay, so I can incite the riot, then spend the villainous action to trigger that. That would let me move a civilian from any other location to any other location. So I could, like, move this guy away from here and stop the overflow from happening here, but I don't quite have enough stuff to get that done. So what I might do is just move this guy down here anyway, because I may as well. And then or I could move. Maybe what I'll do is I'll spend the villainous action to complete this. I've got to add a civilian to every other location. So actually it's not as even as bad as I thought. So, I mean, it's pretty bad. This is going to fill everything up, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the overflow happens here. Scorpion takes a damage. Sorry, Scorpion. And then, poor old Scorpion. Scorpion takes a damage, and then he, and then we have to put a civilian or thug. Now, it doesn't say all fugitives in the overflowed location take a damage, and then add a civilian or thug token from the pool to the corresponding incomplete mission with the least tokens on it. Oh, okay, well there you go, that's, so we know it has to be a civilian, so we're going to put one there. Alright, there we go. So that is completed. We've tested security, we've done our reconnaissance. Now, that was just with the one thing there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move and drop one of these guys in here. There we go. And also, until the next antagonist turn, so during Doppelganger's turn. Oh no, it's only during Doppelganger's turn. So that actually means all of these go to waste. Why did I want to do that? I wanted to have that extra thing, but does that make any sense then? Doesn't make any sense to do it that way, does it? No, let's play this instead. We only need the one. We can still do all that, but we're not wasting that. That would be a good card. Alright. Alright. Yep, so we're still essentially moving that down. We did the 2 villainous actions, but we didn't waste that card, because otherwise no one's going to get any benefit out of that. Alright, so speaking of Doppelganger, we're having a party over here, so courtesy of Spider-Punk. Doppelganger is going to... what is Doppelganger going to do? What are we trying to do over here? We're trying to incite. You're in a location. Oh, I know why I wanted to use that other card. Because I wanted to give Doppelganger 2... I wanted to give him 2, what do we call these things? Villainous things. Well, I suppose he can still do it with that, actually. That's not too bad. I think he can still get it done. Yeah. Or can he? No, he can't. So we would need... Yeah, we would need to use this. It's a bit of a waste, but I think this is going to... I think this works better. Okay. Still doing the same thing. We don't get to use that, but I think this still lets us get what we need to get done. Alright. Yeah. Let's draw a card for Doppelganger. He's got himself a riot and a movement. He's got a movement and a punch, a riot and a movement. Alright, so we're going to play this armed and dangerous one. Alright. The reason we're going to play that is because I'm going to try and incite here. I need to, this turn, you can use the symbols at the bottom of the previous 2 fugitive cards. So these 2, which is going to give us a movement and 2 villainous actions, which is what I need. Then turn one of them face down. Alright, that's okay. So what I'm going to do, and you are on a location, so inside you are on a location with 2 empty rioting spots. Okay. I've got to fill the rioting prisoners slots to discard the card. It doesn't say I have to trigger them, it just says I have to fill them. So let's do that. If you do, add 2 to your location. So we're going to spend these 2 to fill these 2. That triggers that being completed. That's done. Then, oh, and the other thing I had to do, sorry, the reason I needed this card, because I need to use this wild as the punch to get rid of that civilian, because I had to have no civilians there. Alright, So that's what we're doing. We're inciting a riot in the medical center here, medical wing. Like, well, look at the experiments they're doing in here. They've like stapled all these arms to me. Let's start a riot. Okay, so we've done that. So we've used those two to move them down. Now, do we want to move out of here? Where do I want to go next? What am I trying to do next? So I stay here, I could maybe get some healing happening or something. Is that healing? Yeah. Backup plan. You are in a location with no empty slots. Oh, so I want to go here. Alright. While on this, spend a thingy to trigger this location's effect to discard this card. Oh, no, okay. So this is full, but I need to spend an action to trigger the location's effect. So no, that's not, I need to, wow, the whole thing needs to be full. That's going to take some setup, isn't it? Well, let's start heading around this way, I guess. So others can help me out with that, I guess. Yeah, okay, so he's got to get to a spot that's completely full with no empty slots. And then I've got to spend a thing to trigger the, yeah, okay. So that's his. And his one is, let's just put all these over here. You're in the medical, so Demo Goblin has to get to the medical wing and be there with no other fugitives or the antagonist. Yeah, so it makes sense for me to leave that area now, I guess. Alright. Well, boy oh boy, that was a big turn, wasn't it? Okay, big round. So it is Spider-Punk's turn. Alright. Hopefully I'm not making too many mistakes. I know I've made a lot of mistakes, but hopefully I've caught most of them and fixed it up. Okay. Oof. Oh no. Oh, awful. The worst thing that could have happened. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yikes. All of these get wiped out, so that's not going to help Doppelganger. That's 1 here, 2 here. Then he's going to, I hope I've not missed any of those. Then he's going to hit these two, which is going to KO Scorpion. It's going to bring Doppelganger down to 1. I don't know, man. I do not know. Alright. Unfortunately, these two guys also get hit now. A killing spree or something. And what am I trying to do with you? Trying to get up here and spend bombs. Well, I guess I'll keep a bomb on hand then. Yeah. Excuse me. Alright. Yikes. Then he's putting some civilians in. That too. And he's putting another thug. Thuggy thug thug. There's one thug here, one thug here. Alright. Well. Oh boy, that was a bit scary. Okay. Now, I do want to have enough movement to get away too. I've got to remember not to keep these guys hanging around here like Carnage. Okay, he's got a lot of stuff you can do, but be careful with that, don't I? Now, what happens when there's a KO? I forget. So when one of us gets KO'd, let me think, was there something else that was supposed to happen when we suffered a KO? I don't think so. Oh, sorry, of course. It's one of his missions, right? I was like, surely there's something that happens. Yes, alright, so he's KO'd one of us. So that happens 3 more times, and there's a few of us sitting on 1 card. Yee. Okay, we've got to get to this medical wing and heal, don't we? Alright. Oh no, okay. Well, let's try and recover from that. Let's do it. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. I really wish I could just like hit him hard now. I've got to do like 4 damage in a turn, don't I? So he's drawn a couple of these, and he's drawn. Oh, he's got a whole bunch of those. So it's a lot of that stuff. And then he's got during any antagonist turn, flip this card face down to ignore 1 damage and gain a punch token. Well, maybe that is just worth... Oh, look at this too. Because look where I am. I'm right here. I've got 2 wild actions. So why don't I just use that to do a damage to him? Yeah. Yeah, because I'd like to sort of try and help set things up, but I can't add tokens, so I have to sort of wait. Like I could try and make some room for this, but yeah. I don't know how I'm going to get this... I've got to get rid of all the civilians too. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but alright. Yeah. Alright, so 1 damage done. Right. So flip this card to ignore 1 damage and gain a punch. I just got to remember that. Alright. So he's got 3 health. Carnage, what are you up to, buddy? Now you could come in, Carnage, and just do a whole bunch of damage here. Yeah, this might actually be worth doing, eh? Alright, so we've got to move in one of those there. Well, Carnage, you can do 2 punches. Punch token. Yeah. Do I have movement to get there? I do too. Alright, well let's do this. So, let's do 1 punch here. Let's just try and keep track of this. So that's 1 punch there. Then I'm going to move. Carnage is going to move in here. He's going to do 2 punches in this spot to take those 2 guys out, which is going to... Oh, you know what, though? I want to have that location full. I sort of want this to be full though, don't I? For Doppelganger, I need to keep these spots kind of full. So I won't punch that one, but yeah, so I've got this one saved up, but I've moved in, I've done 2 punches here. That's going to gain me 2 punches down the track. Down the track. These over here. Now I can punch once here, and I've got 3 tokens. I essentially need just to spend the 1 punch plus 2 tokens to do 2 damage, but I don't want to do that. I'm going to spend 1 token plus the 1 punch to put him on 1 wound, because I want Scorpion to be the one that finishes him off. Yep. Alright. Okay. Alright, let's see what he does. He's going to move... Whoopsie, sorry. He's going to move 2. So he's jumping over here. 1, 2. He clears this. Which is not... Oops, sorry. 1, 2, That's not great either. But he doesn't punch anyone. Oh, so hold on. Whoopsie. Was it one? How many of these were in here? Was it one of these? And two of those? I forget now. Ugh. Sorry, they were there. I think it was like this. I think it was like that. He doesn't actually hit anyone, but he's got. So it's still going to be bad though because he doesn't hit anyone, but he's going to overflow. So we have an overflow here. Oh, this is a problem. Oh man, this would have been perfect. So we have an overflow here, an overflow here, and an overflow here. So in the overflow areas, all fugitives in the overflow locations take a damage. So I believe it goes this way first. So it happens here first. In this case, oh, it's even, so I guess let's take a civilian, I guess. Then, and that is doppelganger, not doppelganger, sorry, Demo Goblin gets hit. That's another one of these out. Then over here we have an overflow, so that's going to now put one on the reds. And then we have an overflow over here, that's going to put one on the, again, let's just do blue, I guess. Alright. Ugh. Okay. That's a shame here. Because I need that to be full, don't I? How do I do that? Backup plan. No empty slots. So if I go in here and drop this down, there's no way for that to, unless he lands here again and drops the thing in. I guess, yeah, okay. Well, Demo Goblin's turn anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's been given a punch by the previous villain. Where is Demo Goblin? He's over here, and he's trying to get to the medical wing, I believe. Get to the medical wing. That's there, not there. Okay. Ooh. These should be over here because I punched them or something, I think. Is that right? Yep. Well, I've got pumpkin bombs. 3 punches split as you like in your and adjacent locations with a villainous action. I've got so much stuff for incapacitating him, but it's not the right time, is it? Oh, and I was supposed to flip one of these cards down. I'm going to flip Carnage's card down because I've got this card here, which is this cool super glider thing. So as long as this is out, I can flip my previous cards in the storyline over and get some extra movement out of it. So during your turns, you may turn face down one or more of your cards in the storyline to gain that many movement tokens. But with Doppelganger going before, even like flipping cards over, I was like, oh no, that's not good, but it's the last 2, so yeah, you could flip that one. I guess I need to get over there, and what do I need to do in there? Fake an illness. You're in the medical wing with no other fugitive in the antagonist. While in there, during your turn you must spend 2 of those purple actions. Oh man, if only, look at this, I've got 2 purples. So what I need to do, I think, is play this one and hope he doesn't land there in 2 turns. Get my myself over there maybe. Yeah. Who is going after me? It's going to be Doppelganger, and he doesn't need punches. So I don't really need to give him a punch. He doesn't super need movement. Yes, I'll just do that. I'm going to play that one. I'm going to move once. I'm not going to punch this guy because I want this full. I'm going to... then I'll turn this one face down. To give myself another movement so I can end here. There we go. Alright, so now while this condition is met, so there's no one else there, during your turn you must spend 2 villainous actions there to discard this card. So I just gotta hope that that situation comes up. Alright, now let's go with a well, I've got a lot of options here. All of them villainous. So where are you gonna go? He doesn't need healing, so I guess we've got a movement. What does he want to do? Incapacitate. He just needs to go in there and beat people up, so he doesn't need bombs. So I'm not going to give a bomb to the next person, I'm going to give movement to the next person. Alright, so I've got 2 move potentially and villainous thingy. I could move this down to here, and then hopefully this one gets filled up without getting landed on. That's my plan. Alright. Now, it is the bad guy's turn. Alrighty then. Here we go. Uh-oh. This is very problematic. Ah, that's awful. Alright. Oh, that's not too bad. I thought there had to be these 2 guys here, but no, I don't think that's the case. So what's he doing? He's web shooters. He's flying 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is pretty bad actually, because we're going to lose another thing here. He bams, so we lose all of these. Uh-oh. This turn, fugitives damaged by Spider-Man's bam must discard cards with movement at the bottom if possible. And that's Scorpion. Oh, Scorpion doesn't have any punches. Oh, come on, Scorpion. Yeah, well, I guess he's got to lose one of these. So Scorpion gets hit. Demo Goblin has to lose. Well, he has to lose that one. And Carnage. Carnage is KO'd. Alright, I should have got out of here with Carnage, shouldn't I? Oh man, okay, so there's a lesson learned. Don't stick around with these guys. Yes, because he should have got out of there, shouldn't he? Alright. Right. And he doesn't place anything else out. Alright. Well, whose turn is it next? It is Scorpion's turn. Scorpion, you are in the perfect spot. Oh, hold on. Wait a second. I can block that, can't I? Oh, yes. Hold on a second. Wait. Where's this Scorpion card? Okay. So I can flip that card to block that hit and gain a punch token, which I think is what I need. Haha! Alright, it's not all terrible. So, flip that over. I didn't lose whatever card I just had at the bottom there. Okay. And we can delay him. Alright, let's do this. Okay, so can we do this? Do we have enough? Where's that card I just drew? Didn't I just draw a cool card that had cool stuff on it? Is it? Wait, before I look at that card, where'd that card go? I just had a cool card that looked like it had things on it. Was it this one? It must have been this one. Alright, so Scorpion Sting. The main thing I'm looking at is this, because I think that's all I need. Alright. Give. Oh, now the problem is he's standing in here now too. So Demogoblin's going to have to wait even longer, isn't he? Hopefully he'll move away before Demogoblin gets another turn. Oh, it's going to delay his turn by 1 though. Oh no! Oh well, I gotta get it done though, right? Give 1 crisis token to the antagonist in your location. At the end of their next turn, they take damage and discard the crisis token. Oh wow. Well, they're gonna. Okay, so we're gonna move in. We're gonna do the 2 punches, so 1 punch here and 1 punch here. Yeah. That's going to incapacitate him. We'll give him a crisis token. It's also going to delay him. So I'm just gonna, I don't know, I forget which one that is there or something. Then do I want to move away? So what happens if I do this? So there's no civilians there, incapacitate. There are no civilians there. While the condition is met, you must incapacitate the antagonist to discard this card. If you do, add 2 civilians to your location. Okay. There we go. Oh, you know what I don't think I did? There was a backup plan over here, wasn't there? Who did we just... We did testing security. We did that one. When the condition is met, your turn, you must fill the 2 riding prisoner slots. Discard this card. You do add 2 to your location. I think I did that one already. This one here may be reconnaissance. Add 2 to your location. I just don't know if I did that 2 to my location wherever I was. Who did it? Who was the one that did that? He was doing reconnaissance. He was doing inciting. I think he incited in there. The 2 to your location. I don't know. I can't really remember. Oh well. I don't think we're going to win this one anyway, so we'll just keep going because I can't really remember exactly what I was supposed to do there. But we do have to do it here. So if you do, add the 2 to your location. So we did that. All right. Yep. Okay. Right. So he's got a crisis token. At the end of their next turn, they take a damage. Okay, that's pretty good. Because he can't block that when it's in his own turn. So that's cool. We did that. And now we may as well move again. Once all breakout plans have been fulfilled, ending their turn, he may escape. Let's do it. Let's at least escape with one of them. I think that's fine because we had the 2. Yep. All right. Okay. So now we get to have a turn with Carnage now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, unfortunately, then Demogoblin is going to get to have a turn before he goes, which means he's going to be stuck there. Alright, so what are you going to do, Mr. Carnage? Wow. Now, while he's incapacitated, until he has his next turn, he's on 0 health. So I can't go in and sort of like try and incapacitate him again to try and push him further back. So I'd love to go on a killing spree here with all my tokens and stuff, but that's just not going to happen. But what we could do is we could just try and clear some spots and maybe escape or something. What have we got? We've got a move and a punch. Yeah, let's maybe just try and... Who's going next? Yeah. Alright, let's do this one. We'll play Killing Spree on his way out. It sounds like what Carnage would do. He's going to move. He's going to punch in that location and use another one of his tokens over here to punch in that location again. So we'll get rid of these two. Then he's going to move again. He's going to punch these two with these two tokens. There we go. Away they go. And then once all breakout... Oh no! Oh, apologies. I can't do that. Once all breakout plan cards have been fulfilled. Well, that answers my question. Like, oh, if you achieve your mission, does it make sense to escape or not? But okay. Right, so he can't have actually escaped there, and then he can't either. But I think I'm still going to go here anyway. May escape from Ravencroft with their figures removed. Yeah, okay. I'll still go there anyway, and that way I can still take out those extra civilians, I guess. Okay, alright. Now, unfortunately, Demo Goblin gets to go. Which is not a thing you normally want to say with your characters, right? Unfortunately, I get to have a turn. Right. Oh, man, okay, so... Gotta wait a whole extra round now. Not just one round, but like two. And I don't think I've got that much time. I definitely want to save that. I guess I'll just play this because I want to save my villainous actions, but it just gives me 2 moves and a punch, which I don't really want to do anything with. So I will just stay there in the hopes that he will not mess me up. Okay, now, okay. Scorpion. So that means, actually I've got to put his cards back. Alright, no, sorry, not Scorpion. I've got to put that card back. It's now Spider-Punk's turn again. So, Spider-Punk is moving, oops, sorry, 4, which is not great. 1, 2, 3, 4, because unfortunately, he's moved just far enough away not to put out a token where we needed it. And now there's going to be a whole bunch of overflows. So 1, 2, 3. So 2 overflows. We get 1 here, and then I guess we get another one here. He's not bamming though. Ah, man. Boy. That's frustrating. Okay, so now he is taking a damage. He's supposed to be back on full health, but he will take a damage, so he's on 2 health left. Alright. And then we get rid of that token. Alright. Okay. Boy, oh boy. That wasn't cool. Demo Goblin, put your cards back over here, bud. Who's this? Someone needs to heal. Quick Smart. Doppelganger. Man, you got lucky you didn't get hit there, I guess. He's drawing a card. He's been given movement. Let's play this one. Let's move. We will put this prisoner down here, and then maybe move again. Or do we want to move here? Maybe we move here to try and do the same trick here, because that way we can get to any one of these. If he lands here, we can hopefully get to where we need to go. Or do we want to stay here to be in range of both? Maybe we'll stay here to be in range of both. Yep, okay. So we won't use the extra movement, but that's okay. Then it is going to be... So the turn order's a bit messed up now, isn't it? Who's it going to be now? Hold on, did I just play 2 Carnage turns? What is that? Where'd that come from? Oh no, I'm getting mixed up because this is the red card for Carnage and this is a red card for that. That's why I was saying I should have used red for for Carnage's thing, but that's alright. So so that was Demo Goblin's turn. This was Doppelganger's turn. So it's actually Scorpion's turn, and then it will be the villain's turn. Alright, Scorpion has Scorpion Sting. Give the crisis token to the antagonist in your location. At the end of their next turn they take a damage and discard a crisis token. Okay. Let's... do we want to play that? Who's coming up after him? It's going to be Carnage. We don't need to give Carnage bombs or anything, do we? So let's do that. So we can move in with Scorpion. We will use a bomb to put one of these guys down here. We won't use the, we'll use the punch, but the punch isn't going to do anything. But what we will do is we'll put a crisis token on him, so that will weaken him a little bit. Okay. Okay, we've done the Scorpion Sting. That's pretty cool, I like that effect. And then Carnage is not going to get a turn, it's the antagonist's turn. Please don't land here again. Okay. Here we go. Oh no. Please don't be bad. What's he going to do? Foiled plans. Uh-oh, this doesn't sound good. Move clockwise to the next location with the most fugitives. Well, they're all spread out, so he goes here. Until the start of the next antagonist turn, fugitives starting their turn in his location can't fulfill their breakout plans. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, he almost got us there, didn't he? Alright. Okay, he doesn't actually do anything. That's okay, that's alright, because we're not planning on doing any breakout plans there. So, can we get this done? Let's do Carnage's turn. Carnage. Alright, Carnage. We get to draw a card. Alright, we've got a whole bunch of stuff here. I guess we want to give Demo Goblin the ability to do bombs, right? That's what he wants to do. He wants to do bombs. So if we give him... But he's got his own double bombs here anyway, right? So actually what I'm thinking... Can we even like incapacitate this guy even more? We'll do 2 punches to him. We've got a punch. We'll just give him like a punch and a move. And we've got a punch token here too. So, don't even really need to use that, do we? If we do that, we can do 1 punch to him, 2 punches to him. That's enough to take him out. We can spend this punch to defeat this civilian, just making one less thing that's going to overflow. Then we... So yeah, hold on a second, what was I doing? 1 punch, 2 punch. He's got 2 health. I do need the 3rd one actually, don't I? I need the 3rd one because he's blocking a damage each turn, so yeah, so I needed to spend all 3 there. So yep, there we go. So we stepped in, did 2 punches. We've given a movement to Demo Goblin. He has now been incapacitated, so we can put the little incapacitate token down here. It means we're going to get to have a turn with Demo Goblin. No, hold on. Hold on. If we do that, then, so Demo Goblin will get to go, but then Doppelganger will have to go, and the board isn't set up for him. We need him to come back around again one more time and fill up one of these without clearing it. So we won't do that. We'll do 1 damage to him, and we'll spend the extra punch to clear that guy, but we'll just leave him like that, and then he will get incapacitated at the end of his next turn. Yeah, so he's not incapacitated yet. So let's do Demo Goblin's turn. So let's do it. Let's play this one down. We're just going to spend our 2 here. Yes, actually we need to spend the 2 because we don't have enough thingies there. Now I'm thinking maybe I should have played the bomb card to give him the bombs he needs. Then he could have played this to sort of clear some of this. But anyway, all right. Let's just keep going. So he's going to clear this. He's going to fake an illness. He's like, oh, I got tummy ache. I've eaten too many pumpkins. All right, so flaming pumpkins. You're in the medical wing with no other fugitives or the antagonist there. Yes, correct. While the condition is met, during your turn you must spend 2 bombs there to discard this card. If you do, add 2 civilians to the location. So 2 civilians. There we go. 1, 2. Then we're going to use this last movement to jump in here. Okay, and we've completed that. So just 1 more breakout. It's just this. Oh, this one's so hard because you've got to. You're in a location with no empty slots. And then to get them down into here, you have to pull them out of here, which makes them empty. So you've got to wait for the guy to come back around to fill them up. But if he lands on it, then he blows it up. So this is probably the hardest one, I think, right? Man, all right. So, but I think that was pretty good though, right? We've done pretty well to get there. Apart from I think we've missed one of the. I think we were supposed to fill one of these locations, which again probably was this one, which means that it would have been hard. Maybe we wouldn't have been able to fulfill the condition because there would have been extra guys in there or something. But that's just how it goes. Sometimes we'll see how it ends up. All right, so we got pretty close. Let's just see. 2 and a bam. So web slinging until this. Oh, and he's not dropping anyone. 1, 2. Oh, no. He's not dropping anyone. Oh, this is real problematic. So, bam. He misses everyone. That's okay. Until the start of the next antagonist turn, the first time each fugitive the first time each fugitive enters his space, he moves clockwise to the next location. So we can't really hunt him down very easily, but so he does that. Then, unfortunately, this is the problem. He's now going to incapacitate himself, which means this goes here, I think, because now we get 3 hero turns. Alright, maybe this isn't too bad. Alright, so he's going to go. I can't do anything with him now. I'll just spend. I'm going to need to spend a bomb, aren't I? So I won't spend my bomb. I'll just use that one. I think I was supposed to draw a card with him. Which card is that? Is that Carnage's turn? Who's this? That's red guy. Who's red guy? That was Demo Goblin. Oh, I think I've got the wrong card. That's Carnage's cards. I'm supposed to look at this one. Yep, hold on. So this is what I've got to work with. I think what I'm going to do is spend this one because I would like to have the ability to move into the spot that I need. So I'm going to kick that one, hopefully. We've got 2 bomb things. I'm not going to use them. Wait a second. Oh man. Should I have been using this? Or would this have worked? I don't know. Maybe my brain is struggling to think, but like, because this one moves civilians, so could I have like triggered this? But if I trigger, as soon as I trigger it, yeah, it's not going to work because as soon as I trigger it, I can bring a person in, but then they're still going to be a gap, and then even if I spend a thing to bring one down here, there's still going to be a gap, right? So yeah, that's not going to work. All right. So I think I'll just sit. I won't do anything with those, which means it's now Demo Goblin. No, it's Scorpion's turn. Scorpion gets to... So these guys may as well just try and clear a bunch of this stuff while they can, right? So I've got... Oh man, I can't clear these actually, can I? I can't actually clear those. Because to incite a riot, you have to have a rioting spot to draw them into, so I can't actually get rid of those. Well, I've got that. I may as well, do I just move and punch maybe? Move and punch. Have I got a move and punch? I do not have a move and punch. Well, I'll just, I don't know, I'll just play this, I guess. Doesn't really matter. Then Carnage, so similar sort of deal here. You got any interesting things you can do, Carnage? I don't know, I'll just do that, I guess. Oh, you know what I should have done? Played something with a move so Carnage can move, punch, and move again. So let's do that. Alright, so Carnage will play something like this. So he'll move, punch, and move. So he will go 1, 2, 3. Yep. Now it's going to be... Spider-Man's turn. He's only got a few cards left. Oh, okay, so he's moving 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Now, this could be problematic. We could be about to lose right here, I think. Oh, he doesn't bam. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, he doesn't bam. Okay, so there's going to be some overflow, though. So move and a... So he puts... 1 and 2 here. Oh goodness. 1 and 2 here, which starts with the thug, right? So we put the thug here because it's just this. Alright. So we get an overflow, which means let's just put one of these out here. He's not hitting anyone. Oh man, we got lucky there. Let's put that away. Should be back on full health now too, right? 1, 2, 3. And then, get rid of that. Let's fill this up. So now, man, if only Demo Goblin was going after him, because then Demo Goblin could escape, but now he's going to have to wait a whole other round. That's probably what's going to kill us, is not having enough time for everyone to escape. But, oh, now I'm wishing I'd given Doppelganger a move and a punch, but I don't have it. So, alright. Will he have been able to do anything then? No. Alright, so this is... Whose turn? This is Demo Goblin. He's drawn this. So we need to give you a move. We've got that. It's this guy. Okay. Well, let's do this to stop overflows. So let's play that one. So we're going to do the pumpkin bomb. So 3 split as you like in your and adjacent locations. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, I guess. Yeah. Yep. There we go. All right. Then this is what we need. We need Doppelganger to do his bomb in this spot. Let's see. Let's actually see what happens here. You are in the location with no empty slots. Bingo. While the condition is met, spend 1 to trigger the location's effect. Wish it was a heal. I was supposed to draw a card too, wasn't I? Got that one there. So, you know what I might do actually is instead of playing that, play this one because I've still got the bomb there, right? To trigger the effect, to discard this card, if you do, add a civilian to each adjacent location. Okay, that's still not too bad. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we trigger that. Trigger this. That lets us move, immediately move a civilian from any location to any other location. So let's just move a civilian from here to here. Then, so we've triggered that. That lets us flip that over. Now we have to add 1 to each adjacent location. So now this one goes here and this one goes here. Okay. But we've given ourselves a move and a punch as well, so we can move in and punch this guy. Drop that down a little bit. Okay. Okay, now everyone's completed their goal. We just have to be able to escape. Are we going to have enough time to escape? So let's find out. Let's find out. We're pretty low on all these tracks. So this is, I like it. You see how close this is getting down to. I know this has probably been a bit painful watching me sort of fumble my way through the understanding the rules and like the goals and what I'm trying to do, but hopefully you can see how finely balanced Ric has got it down to this point. I suppose it might feel like there's a few sort of turns there at the end where it was kind of feeling like, oh, I'm just kind of spinning my wheels sort of thing, but I think that's just part of the sort of the swingy nature of United sort of thing. But let's see what he's doing. He's jumping over here, 1, 2, 3, and bamming. Lucky. He's only putting a few things out. That's also fairly lucky. Okay. Ooh, there's a few spots full up though, isn't there? Okay, we got... Oh, alright, that's not too bad. So this goes here. Now everyone's just got to get the heck out of Dodge, right? So, whose turn is it? We just gave someone a move. Who did we give a move to? Scorpion. Well, that's perfect, because Scorpion needs a move. He's going to draw a card. And he's going to give, I guess, moves or punches. Who's coming up after him? Carnage. Carnage doesn't really need. Let's just get it moving a punch, I guess. Let's put that over here. So, Scorpion is going to move. Where is he? He's here. He's going to punch here. He's going to move over here. And he's going to... Okay, whoops, folks. We just, Scorpion, just as he was about to dive out the door, the security gates all slammed shut, and we had the battery died and the battery got full or something at the same time, and everything shut down. So, but luckily I heard it make the beep, so I knew that had happened. So we've just recharged and we're ready to go. So Scorpion had moved in. He'd done the punch here previous, and he is just going to escape. So he's going to jump off. So Scorpion is done. We'll pop his stuff over here so we don't get confused by it, because as you can see, I've been getting a fair bit confused. Oops, sorry, that should be there. Yep. All right. Let's move these out of the way so they're not in the storyline. Alright, so we had Spider-Man, Spider-Punk went, we had Scorpion go, which means after Scorpion it was Carnage's turn. That's right, so Carnage I think has to draw a card here. Carnage he's got the double things there, he's got this one here, he's got this one here. We've got Doppelganger going next. It doesn't really matter what Carnage plays now, I guess, because he's not going to be lending any movement to Doppelganger. Did I say Doppelganger's going next, or did I say Demo Goblin's going next? I get those two mixed up quite a bit. Let's say I go with... well, he's Carnage, so I feel like he's going to do some punching, right? So let's do that one there. And yes, so he's got no one he can punch, I guess, so he's just going to escape. Alright, away he goes. So Carnage is gone. Alright, we've made it with two of them now. Alright, really should be getting those right out of the way, shouldn't I? Okay, now, unfortunately, like I said, this is... okay, so... this is the name of the game here. It's basically, we've got, whoa, and it's one card left too. Oh my goodness. Alright, well, it all comes down to this. So, we have 3 spots for overflows. We have one more of these KOs. Both of them are sitting on one health here. So, we'll definitely complete that. So if he lands like over here, luckily there's not super a lot of overflow, so we might be okay. Let's have a look. I think we're definitely going to get lose the KO mission, but let's find out. Alright, hopefully I haven't been forgetting any of this stuff throughout the game, so you know it should be a bit higher up or whatever. Oh no, he's moving exactly where he needs to go, right? Once all breakout playing cards have been fulfilled, fugitives entering their turn here may escape from Ravencroft. Their figures are removed from the game and they skip the next turns. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, thematically, I'm wondering is there... surely it would say it on here somewhere like that if the antagonist being here stops you from escaping. Surely that would be said somewhere on here, right, as a reminder, because otherwise, yeah, if that's the case, it's like, well, we can't escape. But I'm going to play as if we can escape from here, because it doesn't say we can't, and I don't remember reading that in the rules. Okay, so he's moved here, he's going to bam, so he KOs both of us. Alright, I don't think there's anything in the rules about, okay, once we've been KO'd, if anyone else gets KO'd, that's the end. I think it's just he's completed this mission. So we're both KO'd. Alright, all of that is done now. Unfortunately, when I was printing these, I didn't print everything sort of thing, so I just printed off a couple extra of these things by mistake. So I wasn't even planning on printing the back of these cards, but there are some much nicer, like specific cards for the back of these that Ric has done as well. But that one has just been completed, so we'll put that there. Okay, he's one mission down. Okay, so he's knocked us both out, which is problematic because now I'm hoping we had a movement for Doppelganger, didn't we? Now I'm hoping we can at least give him a movement here. You know what I've been forgetting as well is that I suppose we didn't really need it at that point, but I could be generating movement. What does it say? Do I gain movement tokens? Or oh yeah, I do too. I gain movement tokens. Interesting, and that'd be really cool to combo that, get that card out first, and combo that with that card that lets me spend tokens as wilds and stuff as well. So I don't think we really got to see, I don't think I really showed off just how cool Demo Goblin can be there, but anyway, we've got the BAM happening. Now the question is, do we have the overflow? Right, so we've got one here, alright, that's good. And we've got one here, that's good, that's good. Yep, no overflow at all actually. Fantastic. There you go, Spider-Punk. He's not trying to trap us, he was just trying to play music for us the whole time. He's just chasing around going, hey, listen to my latest song, and check out my new latest CD, latest track. Alright. So, I think... Alright, so as long as we get the cards we need for both of them to escape this round, we can win it. Alright, so... And what better way to do it than to be able to draw a full hand of cards? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I will say, before we get too excited about this, I do think there was probably a turn, I can't remember, but there was probably a turn where we failed to put out 2 civilians because of the breakout plan, and that may have shifted things, cost us an extra turn here or there and that sort of thing. So I'm not going to claim this as a full victory, but we'll see how we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, we've got... Now, that's not what we want to see. We want to see the movement at the bottom. There we go. That's what we want. So we'll just play this card here. Alright. Yep. We're going to get Demo Goblin flying out of here. But before he flies out, he lends his movement to Doppelganger, who probably will get him. There you go. Doppelganger got a movement as well. But Demo Goblin flies in and rescues him, and they fly off together, sort of thing. So there we go. We did it. Just before we go, let's have a look here. The Psychic Link. Either you or Demo Goblin can immediately... Oh, that's pretty cool. So you can combo that together when you're trying to do your breakout plans and that sort of thing as well. So, yeah, fantastic. Well, they both escaped right off into the sunset, and Spider-Punk is left playing to the regular prisoners here. So there we go. I think everyone's happy with that result. Spider-Punk's okay. He's going to sell many CDs. So yeah, pretty good. Well, thanks guys, and big thanks to Ric Nicholls for putting in all this work and studying the Arkham Asylum mode to be able to sort of create this sort of iteration of it, I guess. Huge props to Andrea and the guys for coming up with this. Basically the basis of this mode, the real guts of it. It's pretty much all very close to the DC stuff here. So yeah, this really does, it flips the game. It really does feel like, unlike say the PvP mode or whatever, where yeah, it kind of feels a bit different, but it still kind of felt like you were doing United-y things. In this one, it kind of doesn't. The fact that you all have your own individual goal, which is really dependent on all these different factors, was really different. The way that this puzzle works of like having to spend the heroic or villainous actions to move things in and then spend them again to trigger the actions, but you can do this during your turn, so you can combo this with other things that lead to other things happening in your turn was really interesting. So that was really cool. And I think a big thing for me to get my head around, there was the obvious thing of like, I kept wanting to punch the thugs. Like, oh, I've got punches, I can get rid of these thugs. But it's like, no, that's for punching the civilians. The thugs you sort of need to have as currency to bring into here. It's interesting that you can't get rid of thugs as well, as far as I can see. So, you know what, there was a BAM here, wasn't there? And that's the other thing too, I'm wondering if there was a BAM earlier, did he land here earlier or something like that and wipe out these guys, because it seemed like a lot of guys in there, but yeah, I don't know. But that last BAM, I think he would have actually removed them, but not sure if there would have been more BAMs and things like that, but yeah. I think the other thing too, I think I forgot to remove these guys as well, because or did he play? No, he probably placed these, didn't he? I don't know. I can't remember. There shouldn't be 2 though. Anyway. Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. Very different game. Yeah, it's like, yes, there's some elements that, you still feel like you're playing United in some ways, but not really. It's very different. Like it's going to take a different mindset. That whole sort of meta of Marvel United, sort of going for clearing out the threats that are sort of the most problematic, trying to balance that out with at least one of the civilians or the thug sort of mission, so you can sort of trigger those both over at the same time. All that sort of like the way that the arc of the general United game sort of hangs together, as different as the villains can be, that's kind of still a fairly general thing there. Yes, there's some villains where, okay, you sort of focus more on the clearing and that sort of stuff, but generally that's a thing, whereas this one, I think it's going to take me a while to sort of really get good at leveraging these locations too. I really didn't use them a lot, I don't think. I think I was just so under pressure, time pressure to complete these missions. You're often not wanting to trigger these because you need these in here, or you're wanting to do other things so you can't. Yeah, so that's really interesting. I'm wondering that mission that I was finding the most difficult, the what was it called, the backup plan, was it, or whatever that one was, where you had to, with no empty slots. I wonder if the idea with something like that is, okay, I sort of just read one of my cards, looked at an easy one to do, and I just went, okay, I'll do this, get this out of the way, and then I'll worry about that later. Whereas maybe if I'd seen this, knew what this card did, maybe I should have been angling to get this one done earlier in the game, to give myself some easier sort of turns towards the end, because that was a lot of turns where I was just sort of spinning my wheels, not doing anything with anyone because the conditions just weren't right, and I had to rely on a really perfect amount of conditions. But I guess I did realize in time that I had to, the way I could get it to happen, because it's so situational, is I had to sort of like make as many locations as possible be full except for like one, so that he would land nearby, and even if he wiped out one, it would fill up the next one, sort of thing. So little things like that, learning how to sort of grok that and stuff was interesting. So I really enjoyed this. I hope I did justice to it in terms of, I hope you were able to follow it generally. I know it was probably a bit jumbled and confusing. Was confusing cards and probably wasn't explaining things so well this time, because I just wasn't as familiar with the game. But apologies about that. But I hope that you still found it enjoyable, and I hope for Rick that this was valuable in him just getting to see how I sort of fumbled my way through it and how I built my understanding around it and got to learn it. So, whether he thinks that the game is intuitive, or at least his version of it is intuitive enough, and that sort of thing as well. So yeah, but I definitely, I think that was pretty fun. That was pretty cool. So I'm very happy with this mode. It makes me very excited for Arkham Asylum mode now as well. And yeah, really looking forward to seeing what all the different sort of characters that the DC world brings to this fight, antagonists and fugitives. And I'm also really excited to see what Rick comes up with next. I guess, filling out this sort of Spider-themed, Spider-Verse themed sort of world as well. It'd be interesting to see as well if down the track the homebrewers, get on board and help sort of fill out the roster of different characters and locations and that sort of thing as well. That's what the other thing I'm not too sure about with this is how well locate, because this sort of, and it's the same thing in Arkham. You only really have this set of, I guess, whether it's 6 or so locations, and this one only has the 6, and they sort of, some of them are tiny, they're specific to, I suppose you could sort of, because there are multiple of these, so you could have a deck where you could just seed in the ones you needed with specific names and stuff. But yeah, how easy it would be to have variety with these, or how much this game mode needs these specific effects or not. So yeah, food for thought. But anyway, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's been 2 fun games this weekend. I'll be back with another regular Marvel United villain fight next week, hopefully. So if you've got any thoughts, otherwise I'll have a look at my range of multiverse stuff and see who I want to pull off the shelf next. But if you do have any requests, let me know, because I don't think I have any pending requests at the moment. So we'll check it out, and then of course more homebrew stuff after that. So yeah, well, anyway, thank you very much, guys. We made it. We escaped. We're on the lam, and hopefully I'll see you next time. So me from Monkey out. See you guys. Bye bye.